Okay, so now let's put some more value into this bubble chart map we have here. So you see, when you select the map, you'll see here size. And if I put sales into size, the size of the bubble will represent the total sales happening in that country. If I drill down there, expand next level, the total sales happening in the state. And if I do one more, the total sales happening in each of the cities. So you see Vienna is big, Berlin is big. So that's what this is. Okay, let's drill up to the country level. Good. How about the color? Okay, we can make use of the color too. For that, while the map is selected, go to this Format Visual, Bubble Layer, Colors, and we will put a rule there. Well, a condition using the gradient information. For example, we can say, let's put the gradient to show, the color of the bubbles to show, for example, profit. Let's find profit here. And the profit will be added up, right? Okay. So let's keep it right now like this. So light blue means less profit, darker blue means more profit happening in those countries. Now, you see when you drill down to the city level, a lot of countries are really light blue. So let's fix that. Let's come here. Instead of white, I'm going to go with orange. Yep, so sum is a summarization that's being applied here. So you see Netherlands is not very good in terms of profit. Germany, United Kingdom, France are the best ones here. If we expand to state level, I see more oranges happening there. Now at the city level, of course, like a few cities are pretty good, like Madrid is good, Vienna is good, Berlin is not bad, Hamburg is good, but I don't see much, London looks pretty good as well. Okay, so you see color represents one thing, so actually I see a nice orange color there, so Stockholm is doing pretty bad in terms of profit, that's what that means. Okay, so let's come here. Um, now let's see. Okay, let's make some changes here, okay? So showing profit as color is one thing. Let's check profit margin, meaning profit divided by sales. Okay, so first I will show you the wrong way to do this, and then we will look into the correct way. But before I do that, okay, let's see here, size. Let's go into the format visual bubble layer, size minimum, maximum. Okay, the minimum, let's make it a bit more smaller. The maximum, I'm going to make it smaller as well. Really, the bubbles are really too big. Okay, maybe this looks better, huh? Yeah, now, of course, if you scroll, at the country level again, these will be the biggest size, but I'm fine with that. I think this looks much better now. At the city level, yeah, there was too much overlap happening. I like this much better. Okay, so that's basically the size, the minimum and maximum size. You can change it like that. Good. Okay, so profit margin, we say profit divided by sales. So basically, if you look at our table and the order breakdown, so profit, this one divided by sales. Okay, let's create a new column there. Let's see. Okay, right, go to this three dots next to the order breakdown, new column. You see it appears here. I will call this one profit margin, PM underscore column. So we will start writing profit there. You see, it will find that basically when you start writing profit, it will find that in the table called order breakdown, there's a column called profit. And then so you can just hit enter and select it. / for division, divide by sales column. So it finds that one as well. You see that under order breakdown, there is the sales. hit enter, and that's it. That's our formula. Very simple. It will create a new column and it will appear here in the table. You see profit is 7, sales is 26, 7 divided by 26, right? 7 divided by 26, right there, it's 0.269. On the right side, you see that value. So it does this for every row. Right now, pay attention though, this is a static value, right? It's basically profit margin for each row, basically that means for each item within an order. Now, if you think about it, you will realize that this is wrong, right? For our visualization purposes, this is wrong, and you will see now. I will duplicate this page. Let's call this profit margin column, just to see that this profit margin is based on the column we just created. I will delete that first part there. We don't need that. Okay, perfect. Okay, now when this map is selected, go to Format Visual, go to Bubble Layer, go to Colors. So we set this rule in FX there, right? So we'll change this, not sum of the profit anymore, but we created this new column there. Let's find it. This PM column. Okay, this is city level. This is state level, and this is country level. Now, in the country level, it seems like, first of all, yeah, kind of maybe Netherlands is not doing very good. But then again, what are we looking at? Okay, we need to think about it. So let's check Germany. Basically, the size represents sales, so let's find the revenue there for that country. This is sum of the sales, right? Now, when you look at the color there, basically what it is showing us is that the total of all the sales happening in Germany for the profit margin. So this column here is just being added up. So let's assume this row, all these rows here were from Germany. Okay, the first rows we see on the screen right now is Germany. So it will add all these values up. And you can see that basically adding ratios up for profit margin doesn't make sense, right? Think of it this way. I have two items. I sell one for 50% profit, another one for also 50% profit. And then I just add them up. 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1. And then I tell, hey, I made 100% profit. Basically, that's what I'm doing right now. It doesn't make sense, right? I sold both for 50% profit. At the end, I cannot claim that I made 100% profit. That's totally not true. So that's what's happening here. What we want actually is we want the total of the profit divided by total of the sales, right? So this profit margin is for each item, that's fine, but then you just cannot add the ratios up. If you want the profit, let's say for the country of Germany, then we will find each row in this whole data set that belongs to Germany, right? Where the customer is from Germany. And then you will add all the profits for the country of Germany. You will add all the sales for Germany, and then you will divide that sum of profit by the sum of sales. So how can we establish this idea in Power BI? Well, if you created a column like this, it will be static. And every time we will have to kind of, recalculate and whatnot, maybe it will, I don't know, it will be very difficult. Rather, we have to basically give this idea that we want to, at that aggregation level, we want the total of the profit divided by the total of the sale. And this is not only for country. If you go one level down to state, so we now want the grouping by to happen at the country and the state level. So within Germany, for example, in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, we want to calculate the total profit there and then divide it by the total sale there within that state and country. And again, the same idea goes for city as well. So for Berlin, let's say, we want to calculate the total sales happening in the city of Berlin okay, the state is also called Berlin there, so it has its own state. So in the state of Berlin and in the country of Germany, right, because the grouping is based on the country and state and the city there. So we will calculate the total revenue and we will calculate the total profit in Berlin, and then we will divide total profit by total sale, total revenue to get the profit margin. Okay, for that, we're going to do this. So in this home ribbon, click on new measure. So not new column. Okay, new column is this, creating a new column. Basically, it's a static calculation. We want something dynamic so that it can take action based on the aggregation level we want the data for. right? So right now, basically this measure will be able to act whether we are at the country level or state level or the city level and calculate the total profit at that aggregation level, at that hierarchy, and then divide that by the total sales, total revenue at that aggregation or that hierarchy level. All right, so I hope this is clear. So PM for profit margin, I will keep that measure again. So the idea, I will basically directly translate that idea to here. So what did we say? We said sum of profit divided by sum of sale within that aggregation level. So it will understand that. Okay, it will, based on the aggregation level, it will calculate the sum of profit now, and then it will divide that to the sum of sales. Okay, so you see sum of the profit within the the table. Basically profit is order breakdowns, and that's what this means. So sum of the profit divided by sum of the sales. All right, that's what we are looking at. So we are basically translating our idea into to Power BI. Click that green arrow there. So now we have the new measure. Come back to tables. You will not see a new column called measure. Okay, PM measure. You will not see it in both of these tables. Check it out. You will not see it. This is the previous one we created, PM column. But measure is not here because measure is not a new column. Measure is an idea. Measure is a way to calculate things. It's a dynamic thing. Okay, column is static. Measure is dynamic. You see measure is here, but it will not appear in here because it's not a column we are creating. Now, let's make use of this one. Duplicate. Let's name, okay, I wrote here profit instead of profit. Let's correct that. Okay, let's delete this part. This one is profit, margin, measure. Okay, that's what I'm creating. Perfect. Here, select the map, go to format visual, go to bubble layer, go to colors, click FX. You see, we are in the column, PM column there. We will change that into PM measure right there. Now we will get a better understanding. Let's go back to country level. So we can see at the country level, Netherlands is not doing very well, so is Sweden. If we expand into states, so for example, Germany is pretty good, but you see like the states in Netherlands is orange in general, and so is Sweden as well. Expand next level into states. Into cities. You see Netherlands in general is not very good, although a few places are okay. Sweden, yeah, not very good. A few places in Italy also are not doing very well. So you can now clearly see which cities are doing well or not. Okay, and this is the correct one to use here, the profit margin measure. So based on the different aggregation levels I am in, it will be able to calculate the sum of profit divided by sum of sales, sum of the, basically the revenue there. And it will do this at the city level in this case. If I go up, that will happen at the state level, and this will happen at the country level. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. This is important, understanding what measure is, the difference between measure and a column. So there will be points, there will be, times where we will use a column where that column will make sense. And there will be times where measure will make sense. So here, measure is the correct one to go with. All right. Thank you and see you next time.